know if you've noticed, but it seems like every year we enter this period where the media starts saying to us, is Donald Trump softening? Is he taking feedback and making adjustments? Is he changing? Unfortunately, I think we're in that phase again. My name is Brittany Page from The Page Perspective right here on YouTube. I am guest hosting for Jesse. It is my last day guest hosting for Jesse because he is right now on a plane traveling back from Scotland to DC. There's been positive progress related to our friend who is sick and in the hospital. Great positive updates, but Jesse wants to be the one to do a video, tell you about what happened, share that positive news with you. But thank you so much for your supportive comments, for your kind messages. I know it means a lot to Jesse. I know it means a lot to our friend and his family. And it's been a rough week, but we are here and we are ready to talk about the 2024 Republican Party platform and the ways, I guess, that the media is helping to promote it to the American people. We have the platform right here. This is what it looks like. It's a lot of production value that they put into that. The 2024 GOP platform, Make America Great Again. Still going with that. On the second page, we have a dedication to the forgotten men and women of America, keeping it very Trump rally-esque. And I'm not going to read a ton from this because we know what the Republican Party stands for. We know what their platform is. But the real issue is how the media is treating this. I do want to cover, there's a list of 20 promises that they put in this Republican Party platform. And I want to talk about a couple of those. So I'm just going to read a few of them. And then we'll get into the way the media is talking about this. So number one, seal the border and stop the migrant invasion. Kicking things off strong with racism, as they typically do. Number two, carry out the largest deportation operation in American history, keeping with the racism. Jumping down to number 10, stop the migrant crime epidemic. Number 11, this one was strange, rebuild our cities, including Washington, D.C., making them safe, clean, and beautiful again. Really singling out Washington, D.C. I know Donald Trump loves to do that, but, I live in Washington, D.C., it's beautiful. Not so much right now with the swamp-like weather that as soon as you walk outside, you're just dripping with sweat. And if you are like me and you have wavy hair, then your hair is ruined after you have put it through the blow drying and the curling. It's a nightmare. Okay, but then we jump down to another classic hit, which is bigotry. We have keep men out of women's sports. And then we have deport pro-Hamas radicals and make our college campuses safe and patriotic again. So when you think of like 20 topics, right, that are important to the American people, the things that you really want to know, what someone stands for, you list your 20 promises to the American people, and then none of them end up having anything meaningful to say about how you'd actually improve Americans' lives. That seems to be the prominent takeaway for me. But if we look to the media, it's actually that Donald Trump has had a softening effect on the Republican Party. Yes, look at this Washington Post headline. GOP adopts platform that softens language on abortion, same-sex marriage. And then you see the subtitle there. The scaled back draft was approved by the 2024 Republican Convention Platform Committee after Trump addressed the group. So we're supposed to take from this that Donald Trump is bringing reason and rationality to the Republican Party platform. Do you guys believe that? Do you think that he's softening the Republican Party's positions on things? I really hope you don't believe it. But in case you're like, it's just the Washington Post, that's one article that's saying that. Watch Erin Burnett from CNN to how she introduces this other reporter's reporting on the platform.
And also tonight, Trump praising the RNC's new party platform. What he doesn't say is that he wrote some of that new platform himself, and it cements his grip on the party. And, there's often a discussion about these things. It's a committee, but not in this case. He's doing a lot of it. And what he has done is softened language on issues like abortion and same-sex marriage. This is hugely significant. And Kristen Holmes is out front. Kristen, this, you're reporting here, the platform reads like a Trump rally speech, but it's not like anything we've seen before from the Republican Party, from what you understand.
That's almost exactly the same thing that you saw in the Washington Post headline. And I mean, you hear Trump softening the language. It's hugely significant, unlike anything we've ever seen from the party. It almost sounds like Trump is talking there, right? And listen, when she said that he wrote some of the party platform himself, I was thinking there's absolutely no way that that's true. And then I started to read through this and I noticed the random capitalization in places where things shouldn't be capitalized. And it had a flavor of Donald Trump actually writing it. So I wouldn't be surprised if he did. But the point is that he's not softening the language. He's not meaningfully changing the Republican Party. We know that Donald Trump's number one priority is winning the election and that he will say and do whatever he has to in order to secure a win for this election. So why are we doing this again? Why is the media going out of its way to try to tell you that what we know to be true about Donald Trump is actually not true? First, Donald Trump has held every position imaginable on abortion. If you look back at his history, every single possible belief that one could have about abortion, Donald Trump has had it over the course of his life. And it's not because he's a thoughtful person who changes his mind when the evidence changes or when his understanding of the evidence changes. It's because he has changed his mind depending on what is most politically expedient for him. And we know that he has for a very long time been encouraging Republicans to talk about abortion the correct way. This means in a way that won't put off the electorate, because abortion rights are broadly popular and they have been, Republicans, losing elections after restricting access to abortion across the country in the aftermath of overturning Roe v. Wade. So here's a headline from last month from Axios. I want you to see this. Trump warns Republicans to talk about abortion correctly. This is exactly what I'm talking about. He wants them to talk about it correctly, meaning in a way that will not scare the public. And if you don't want to believe the Axios headline, then take it from Trump himself.
You must follow your heart of this issue, but remember, you must also win elections to restore our culture and, in fact, to save our country, which is currently, and very sadly, a nation in decline.
You have to follow your heart, but you also have to win elections. And that's the most important point that you need to take from anything that Donald Trump says. He's communicating directly to the pro-life movement with that comment. He's saying, listen, I know you're not happy with what I'm saying right now because it's not your position as the pro-life movement, but we need to win elections. And as long as you elect me into office, you know what I've already done. I helped overturn Roe. We're going to restrict abortion further, but I'm going to say what I need to say. We need to win elections. So I really don't think it matters what Donald Trump comes out and says his abortion position is. There was a period of time a few months ago where everyone was waiting on whether or not he would say if he supports a national abortion ban. My position is that it doesn't matter. It does not matter what comes out of Donald Trump's mouth. We know who he surrounds himself with, similar to how he's trying to deny that he knows anything about Project 2025. He has surrounded himself with radicals who are ready to take action and implement the most extreme policies imaginable. Sticking with this topic, we know Jonathan F. Mitchell, an attorney who helped create an anti-abortion bill in Texas, who has represented Donald Trump in arguments before the Supreme Court. He has openly talked about how he doesn't want Donald Trump to talk about the Comstock Act. Now, the Comstock Act is a dormant law from 1873, and it criminalizes shipping materials used in abortions, whether that's pills or equipment. And remember, the most common method for abortions is medication abortion. So if Republicans are successful in banning the distribution of abortion pills through the mail using the Comstock Act, we are in trouble. We are in more trouble than we already are. This is what Jonathan F. Mitchell told the New York Times just this year. Quote, "We don't need a federal abortion ban when we have Comstock on the books," said Jonathan F. Mitchell, the legal force behind a 2021 Texas law that found a way to effectively ban abortion in the state before Roe v. Wade was overturned. "There's a smorgasbord of options. Mr. Mitchell, who represented Mr. Trump in arguments before the Supreme Court over whether the former president could appear on the ballot in Colorado, indicated that anti-abortion strategists had purposefully been quiet about their more advanced plans, given the political liability the issue has become for Republicans. Quote, "I hope he doesn't know about the existence of Comstock, because I just don't want him to shoot off the mouth," Mr. Mitchell said of Mr. Trump. "I think the pro-life groups should keep their mouths shut as much as possible until the election." Exactly. So is Trump softening his language? Is he softening the positions of the Republican Party? Is he a moderating influence on the Republican Party? No. No, I hope that is so clear to everyone watching this video. But we're up against a battle with mainstream media trying to promote the 2024 Republican Party platform as though Donald Trump is some sort of moderating force, some sort of reasonable figure. It's disturbing. And we have an opportunity to fight back. Just like Donald Trump is going to continue to pretend that he doesn't know about Project 2025, that he isn't going to do radical things, we know that he is. So we need to stay involved. We need to stay in this fight. Share this video with someone who may not be aware of what the Comstock Act is or what the plans are for abortion should Donald Trump win re-election. We have 116 days, 116 days until the election. What are you doing to get involved? I want to know. Tell me in the comments. And I definitely want to hear from you about this topic. You can call and leave a voicemail, 714-576-4054, or you can send an email to daily@dollemore.com. You can support this work by becoming a channel member for as little as $1.99 a month, or by going on over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. I know that Jesse is excited to return. I know that he's going to be in studio, looking forward to having conversations with you about these important topics as we approach this very consequential election, this very stressful time. And let's go through this together. You can subscribe to my channel, find me by searching my name, Page Perspective, Brittany Page on YouTube or in the information below. And I will look forward to seeing you there. As Jesse would say, be genuine and take care of one another.